Yesterday, we reviewed Spotify's top 100 rap songs of the streaming era playlist. And while it was a little bit preposterous near the end, overall they did okay. But the bigger topic of the week has been Apple Music's top 100 albums of all time. I'm a big hater of any kind of all-time lists based on, I don't know, history being pretty long, but also things change from week to week, from day to day. But we'll see what Apple Music is cooking with this list. But first, you might notice the CD section's empty. That's because I'm gonna put some albums that I think should be on the top 100 list. Great angle. First, I have Demon Days by Gorillaz, Atrocity Exhibition by Danny Brown, Joji's Ballads 1, Lil Yachty's Lil Boat, a mixtape I made in university, and BTS's Love Yourself tier. Only certified classics up there. So here we are. I wasn't able to completely avoid spoilers, of course, because Twitter literally being on fire because of this. But I did see a thing where it's basically one album per artist. So I guess we're hoping they pick the best album for each artist. But a list like this just can't go well. Assembled with the help of artists and experts, it's a modern love letter to the records that have shaped the world we live in and listen in today. So I'm not gonna pretend I'm a music snob know-it-all that knows every single album on this list. So I'm just gonna talk about the ones I'm pretty comfortable with talking about. Kanye West at 26. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Nah, I'm playing. Let's get it going. This might also serve as an educational tool for me or you to check out an album maybe you've missed in the past. For example, Robin's Body Talk. I've never even heard of that. Hotel California by the Eagles. Name one song other than the title track. Astroworld at 98 is pretty interesting. Like, if it really is one album per artist, you picked the wrong one. This should be Rodeo. Should probably be a little higher based on how influential it is. Rage Against the Machine is a great pick. Lord's Pure Heroin. I'm more of a melodrama guy, but it was explained to me how important this album was to the Tumblr era. Usher's Confessions at 95 is way too low. So many classic tracks on this. This Solange album is pretty nice from what I remember. There is a song with Lil Wayne on it that I quite enjoy. Tyler's Flower Boy at 92. You had to throw Tyler up in here. I guess Flower Boy is a good pick. I think people are going to be upset that it wasn't Igor, but you know what? I find myself going back to Flower Boy more than Igor these days. So, okay, AC/DC mention. I don't mind that. Lady Gaga. Nice. This is a good album too. I'm really glad they went with this and not Chromatica or The Fame. This is a good album. Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style at 84. Everyone that we know and love from the West Coast these days, from Vince to Kendrick to Q, they all got inspired by this album. So you kind of have to put it there for its impact. If you really think about it too, it's Snoop's best album, so I'm not that shocked. 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. Despite me not loving this album was so huge. Back in my home country, this is the only rap album that really transcended borders. I've heard of 50 Cent before Kanye or Jay-Z or Wayne. Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP at 80? That's quite low for being one of the best rap albums. No way. And then put Lana Del Rey right above it. Look, I don't mind Lana Del Rey. Correct me if I'm wrong, that Eminem's album was more impactful and huge compared to her, like, fourth or fifth album. Like, I get if you put Born to Die or something, but I don't know if we're going off of quality or impact or whatever. Madonna's Like a Prayer. Why is Bad Bunny on this list, man? There better be some other Latin music or reggaeton. I don't think there will be. But this is not one of the best albums of all time. Come on. SZA's SOS? 72? It's a fantastic album, don't get me wrong. But it's way too recent to be considered on the top 100 list of all time. I do see why they did one album per artist, though, because albums like this will be way off the list if you considered, like, multiple albums from each person or group. I don't know this Kraftwerk album, but I'm glad they're including some electronic music in here, too. Straight Outta Compton, I guess. Like, it's one of those albums that the impact is greater than the actual quality of the album. And I think maybe metalheads would agree that's the same with this album. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of line there. This is an album I want to check out really bad. Mainly because Ab Soul mentioned it on his albums. And then Kendrick featured the singer from Portishead, Beth Gibbons, if I'm not wrong. De La Soul, that's a good pick, man. So funky and vibrant. So ahead of the curve, too. Baduizm is such a great pick. Definitely deserves to be in this list, for sure. Of course, you have to put Pac in here. I wonder how far down the list Biggie is, though. Sade is also someone people keep telling me to check out. I need to listen to this album, clearly. Peak R&B, apparently. Arctic Monkeys AM. I did see people get pissed off at this placement, but it's kind of like the indie rock, indie pop album. I'm not saying it's the best one, but it is pretty massive, so I'm not mad at it. D'Angelo's Voodoo. I guess I need to brush up on my R&B a lot. Ooh, Anti by Rihanna. Thank you. Rihanna's most recent album that came out like 8 years ago. Some of the singing on this album like literally brings tears to my eyes. It's so beautiful. And I think it was really important important for Rihanna to make an album that's such like a statement of her artistic capabilities, because a lot of her older stuff is super pop based, but this one was like artsy and crazy and different. I love it. Entering the top 50 here, Prince is on here. Prince is on here. This is not Purple Rain. Why would they snub Purple Rain? That doesn't feel right. Drake's Take Care. I guess, I mean, you gotta put a Drake album in the top 100, and people seem to clamor about this one that it's the best one. I don't see it. I don't think this is Drake's best, his most emotional, sappy, soaked one. And Drake kind of became known for that type of vibe around this time. I would even put Views above Take Care. We got Janet Jackson. I wonder if Michael's gonna be in the top 20 or 30 or something. Outkast, Aquemini. Okay, apparently they're not picking one per artist, but if you were gonna pick one album for Outkast, I'm so happy they went with Aquemini. This is one of the greatest ever. It should be in like the top 10 for me, but I'm biased. Nas, Illmatic at 39. I mean, one of the most important rap albums, definitely should be in this list. I don't even think that's too low. I'm just glad Nas is getting mentioned. Enter the Wu-Tang at 37. I definitely prefer Illmatic and Aquemini over this if we're talking about rap. I recognize the importance of Wu-Tang. Come on. Beyonce self-titled. Is it the best Beyonce album? No, but it's a pretty decent one. Public Enemy. I feel like Public Enemy always ends up getting mentioned on these albums just because of how like influential they were to rap in general. And every rapper that came in like the 90s, they'll reference this album as like peak. Hit A by Radiohead. I'm more of an OK Computer guy. Oh, there's Biggie. Whoa, Biggie's way above Pac. It's a good album, Ready to Die. It's the only one that was released while he was alive. Pretty fantastic album. It's definitely growing on me more and more. Top 30 with Billie Eilish. I kind of get it. I'm not mad at it, but probably not in the top 30, man. Like if this was number 90, I wouldn't even like care, but top 30 is a little pushing it. This album's pretty great, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about of all time again. Low End Theory, thank you. This is a great pick. This is a fantastic pick. Thank you, Apple Music. Thank you, streaming service. Love this pick. I'm glad it's in the top 30. Pink Floyd. Ooh, back-to-back bangers. This is way too low, though. This is way too low. Oh my, I'm mad at this one. I've not seen a single other Pink Floyd album up until now. This one's way too low. I mean, whatever. It's top 30, so who cares? And then there's, yeah, Kanye at 26. I mean, for rap fans, this is like number 1 or 2 of all time. But I guess they wouldn't push it and put it in the top 10. They're playing it safe. I know what they're doing. Nah, but this is like obviously deserved to be in this list for sure. And I will say, yeah, above all other Kanye albums, this one should be mentioned. Daft Punk Discovery is an amazing pick too, but I wish it was slightly higher. I'm glad they went with Discovery, not like Random Access Memories. There was a period before I was really into rap that I really liked electronic music, especially groovier, dancier type of electronic, and Daft Punk was like shaping my world at one point. So this album's fan. I love this album. Revolver by the Beatles. At what point did all these publications stop saying Sgt. Pepper's the best Beatles album and everyone started switching to saying Revolver's the best? For a Beatles album, I guess Revolver's kind of underrated, if you could even say that. Me personally, I'd probably take Rubber Soul over Revolver. Dr. Dre's The Chronic. I get it. I always felt like 2001 was a better album than The Chronic. Maybe I should revisit. Oh yeah, I saw this too. I forgot about it though. Oh, so you mean the album that came out literally last year is on the top 100 list of all time because it's Taylor's version? I think Apple Music would have gotten so much heat if Taylor wasn't on this list. Why this high though? It had a lot of hits and stuff, but I feel like every other album in like the top 30 so far has been more like sophisticated, forward thinking, pushing the boundaries, changed music. And then you got 1989. Adele's 21. Interesting. Very iconic songs on here, but I think 25 was better. Jay-Z right outside the top 10. I'll be honest, this one's a little too high compared to the other ones. Fantastic album, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's above Tribe. It's definitely not about My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and it's not above Aquemini, so yeah. Wait, what? So some groups get multiple entries and some don't? That's kind of unfair. I'm glad OK Computer's here, but what? Fleetwood Mac Rumors leads us to our top 10 albums of all time according to Apple Music. Beyonce's Lemonade. I guess this is the album I was talking about when I said earlier that there is a better Beyonce album. I would personally pick Renaissance. Sorry, I have to censor something. Number 9 is Nirvana's Nevermind. Amazing album. I'm glad they put this one in the top 10. One of the best rock punkish albums, but also super accessible. Fantastic album. Number 8 goes to Amy Winehouse. I actually just listened to this album for the first time a couple weeks ago. Her voice and vibe really unmatched, man. Just a great artist. Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City. I know it's not too late for them to put T-Pab at like number 1 or something, but I'm surprised it's nowhere on this list. But other artists get 2 entries, but Kendrick doesn't? Come on. I mean, Good Kid, Mad City's fucking flawless. So this is the first time I've seen a publication talk about Kendrick albums and not put T-Pab above Good Kid, Mad City. That's wild. Such a great album though, man. Come on, Good Kid, Mad City. I don't get how this album is still growing on me after like 12 years. Rank in the top 5 is so sick. Come on, Blonde kind of shaped modern R&B in a way. Like, so many people reference this album as like a turning point in their lives, both musically and like personally. I don't hate the top 5 pick. I would not put it above Good Kid, but hey man. Prince also got 2 placements. This one definitely should be up here, and it definitely deserves to be in the top 10. Number 3, Abbey Road. Let's go. Like I said earlier, my favorite Beatles album. There's even a medley on it. There's the really popular pop hits. There's like the weirdo experimental stuff they were doing. All of it's on here. Just the most like concise, enjoyable listen from them. I love it. With one of the best album covers ever too. Number 2, Michael Jackson, Thriller. I guess it's fantastic. I like Off the Wall more sometimes, but Thriller is great too. And I can see the number 1 already. The Miseducation at Lauryn Hill is Apple Music's number 1 album of all time, and I'm here for it, man. Funky, groovy, soulful, emotional, you got it all in here. Super personal, especially with like the rap verses. And hey, if this gets more people to listen to Lauryn Hill, I agree with the pick. They're not even playing it that safe. Putting this above Thriller, above Abbey Road, above Purple Rain, I mean, hey, kind of risky. And there you have it. That's the top 100 albums by Apple Music. So many snubs. I saw this tweet yesterday before the top 10 got announced. With only the top 10 left, that means that 50 of these albums will not appear on the list. T-Pab, Mad Villainy. The fact that they didn't put Mad Villainy is surprising to me. Sgt. Pepper, like I said, Igor didn't make the list. My biggest upset for sure is this not being on the list. Demon Days, this should have been in like the top 20. IMO, but not anywhere on the list is crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to tell me which albums you didn't see on this list that you wanted to see, or maybe you agree with the placements that they put. I mean, the top 10's not that bad, I'll be honest. Have a good day. See ya